The flyover country destruction of economies in the United States is now being felt in places like New York, San Francisco, and Boston. The elites in our country are now experiencing what I saw happening not only in my own family business that I ended up building up and running, but also in our territory of flyover country states, 15 states in the Midwest part of the United States. And if you don't know the United States, the Midwest part is flyover country. So it's considered on the coast as not relevant or important. So a lot of people in New York City don't even know where Illinois is. Anything west of the Hudson doesn't exist. And if you're in California, the attitude is, oh, I'm in California. It's awesome. I think what's happened is that's over. And it's really seriously over. And when I say something like this, I know I trigger like 90% of the population. So I'm like this guy right here, you know. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. When you see what's going on in the trends, if you're early, it doesn't feel early. It just feels obvious. And it's confusing for me, at least, when somebody says, well, no, that's not. Now everybody sees it. So when flyover country got destroyed by retail consolidation, by allowing China in 2000 basically into the United States with cheap products, all these things that I saw on the ground. I saw the impact of financial founder mode. I worked for a cool creative services agency that got rolled up by a private equity buyout. And I just immediately quit. The first meeting I had with them, I was explaining to them, I was excited. I'm like, I get your vision. I'm excited. Here's what I'm going to do. And they wanted to know how my numbers were. And I just quit immediately. I'm not going to work for you. It's not going to happen. I'm going to go do something new. And I did. And it worked out. So this is where we are. Exciting, isn't it? Is it? So that's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you excited or terrified? So the country and the world is splitting into two groups. Everyone sees it differently. Are you the conservative group or the progressive group? Or are you the ascended group, the 5D group that's, spiritual? Or are you the ones that are grounded in, the market's hard work. Let's make it happen. Entrepreneur 2.0, that's the splits. Those are the divides. The gender divides. They're all illusions. And when you see through the illusion, everything gets clear. Doesn't mean you're genius. It means you've opened up genius inside you. The word genius triggers people. In other words, everybody's triggered by everything. What are we triggered by? Opinions and beliefs of other people who say, well, here's how it works. Immediately triggered. Now you get this back and forth. What's going on? Our minds are fighting unconsciously, subconsciously. We don't even know what's happening. When you start to be able to see that, the world looks very different. You don't have to understand how it works. The common sense apparatus is good enough. How do you get to it? Breathe, notice, and then adjust, and then calibrate into your new life. In Entrepreneur 3.0, with using flexible founder mode, there is no susceptibility to marketing in the marketing industry anymore because you see through it. Everyone sees through it already. My 13-year-old daughter sees through it. She knows it's bullshit. We all do. Anybody who believes any of these people on stage who are selling this, nobody does. Why do they keep buying? That's the question. Why do those people now their income's declining, I think, but why are they still winning? Are they? Those are the questions I'm asking myself. And I'm placing a bet. None of this matters if you're just stating your opinion. What matters is what you do. I'm placing a bet. I'm taking action. I took action on this belief because it's not a belief. I know. I just triggered everybody listening now. I know. No, I don't know the truth. I have access to truth through my own inner experience of knowing my truth. Even saying that confuses people right now. But not everybody. So I'm asking, who's my customer? People who are like, you know what? I know that too. Resonance. Now we have resonance. Now we should talk. We have resonance. I call that more money now, 5 stages. I've used it my entire life to make money and succeed on my own terms outside of all societal hierarchies, because none of them have ever accepted me as an equal member. And I refuse to go in a subordinating role. If you let me come to the top day one, I'm in. If you won't let me have an equal seat at the table based on my expertise, I'm out. I've functioned that way my entire life. And what happens when you do that? You get fired a lot. And when the roll up happens, because it's going to happen, in other words, somebody's going to buy the damn company. It's great. And then somebody's going to buy it and you're screwed. If you're real in terms of what you say, where you tell people, it's not going to work. That's the wrong way to do it. Or I know how to do this. I sat in a room with Goldman Sachs, head of a private equity company, managing partner of a private equity company was my boss, and a whole bunch of other people in this really innovative, great company. And I was like, here's what's happening. Nobody listened to a word I said. Nobody. I'm not telling a victim story because I wasn't a victim. I never felt like a victim. I felt like I'd figured it out in week one. And I'm excited. And then I find out they are talking about you. Politics, right? The culture. The culture. So I end up like this guy, Tyrion Lannister. Maybe you too. So last week I talked about self-organizing systems and the end of delegation. People are like, what? This week we'll go deeper into what makes those systems actually work. And the secret weapon is what? It's called mutual support. Isn't it simple? In flexible founder mode, no one is helping anyone else from a pedestal. In other words, nobody has a boss. I'm not the boss. I'm still seeing this stuff everywhere I look. How to be a boss, how to tell people what to do, how to hire. You don't need any of it. People are like, that's impossible. The concept, when I speak in concepts, a lot of people can't follow it because I forget. They need details. So I'll get into more details. I'm going to speak a little bit more in concepts because it's conceptual until you see it. So you have to see it where? In your own life experience. That's a concept that's true. Is it my truth? No, that's just a life truth. How can anybody think? Nothing's true. We're living in a society where people can't even tell what's true because it's all lies. What's a lie? All of it. You noticed? Everything online, everything in media of any kind is a lie. There are people within the media ecosystem who are really sharing real experiences that they've hard earned and honed and refined without a big agenda, and they're going to make money. That's not a radical concept. It is perceived as a radical concept in a society that believes what's going on media is true. I was in jury duty. I got out of jury duty because I questioned the legitimacy of the entire process because I didn't think it was. And nobody got triggered. They just said, no, we're not. I wasn't trying to get out of. I think they thought I was trying to get out of jury duty. I would be happy to do the jury duty. I just didn't believe in what they were doing, taking 60 people out of work because some guy keyed a car. That's a dumb system. It's a misallocation of government resources. No wonder conservative people are frustrated, or people who voted for Trump. I get the frustration. I don't get the result of what happened. But I respect it because I know what happened in flyover country because I was there. Not watching it from New York or San Francisco. Those are my customers. That's how I made money. It's real when you have a skin in the game. Without skin in the game, Don't talk about it because you don't know anything. It's just your opinion. Who gets to have an opinion today? That's the problem. Everybody. What is going on social media and cable TV where people are getting their news? Bullshit factories. Why? Because there's an economic interest. There's a reason these systems exist. It's to make money. And the people who are on them have an agenda. They want to keep their jobs. They want to be popular. They like hearing themselves talk. That's one of them. Some of these people are brilliant. And the minute that camera goes on, they start lying to themselves, even. Okay, so now I just triggered everybody in the world. No, some of you see through this and you're out. You want to get out. That's what we got. Let's get out. So let's get detailed. Let's get detailed because people need details. So if no one's helping anybody from a pedestal, how does that system work? Self-organizing flow systems using synchronicity. How the hell is that even possible? So we'll talk about that. What are we doing actually? We're exchanging energy. We're not extracting it. That's a key to this. The most effective teams are not built on obligation. They're built on reciprocity and flow. What does that mean? I'm going to make it really concrete and specific, or I'm going to try to. Um, so let's go through the 5 bullets here that I've got up on my LinkedIn. So shift from task support to energetic support so nobody carries more than they can hold. What does that mean? Oh my God. So I think in concepts because I don't need all the details, but a lot of people do. So I have to learn to translate and make it understandable. That's part of my own work. Not just say, oh, I'm some genius and you get, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to figure out a new way forward, Entrepreneur 3.0. It feels natural to me to do this, create something new, an original that doesn't exist, has not existed yet. That's what I'm doing because it feels natural for me. What is task support? Task support is hierarchical roles. So the CEO has the CEO role, and the CEO role is supposed to do like this. And then you've got the reports into the CEO, managing directors, managing partners, or functional area leadership or executive. Depends on the size of the company and the structure. When I was doing business development, I probably saw all of them because before I called a company, I read their 10Ks, I read their annual reports, I interviewed people who I looked at the industry. I read about. You do this long enough for enough years, it just starts to become all obvious. And then you see it, and I'm like, oh, it's probably this kind of a culture: sales culture, marketing culture, engineering culture. Uh, that's all wrong. What? It is? Yeah. Why? Because it doesn't support the people in the organization. What else doesn't it do? It doesn't support the family structure. What else does it do? It drains everybody's energy all day long. What is task support versus energetic support in a company? Get it done. The client needs it. Get it done. The investors have a quarterly meeting. We got to hit our targets or they're going to punish us. We missed those earnings call by a penny. The stock go right. Task support companies, process companies, productivity companies, get it done companies. Amazon is a perfect example of this. Get back to work. Let's get back to our entrepreneur roots. Entrepreneur 2.0 roots. It's over. People aren't going to do it. Not if they're good. They're going to quit. Wouldn't you? Who will do it? People who don't know any better and people who want the brand on their X Amazon, X Google, X Facebook, X whatever. They want it on their LinkedIn because it gives them social credibility or authority credibility. Social credibility is different. It's related. That's why they do it. It's still prestigious. What if it isn't prestigious anymore to some of us? What if some of us look at it and say, oh, thank God you got out? Hopefully you learned some decent skills though. To me, the people who really get it are the ones who did the hard stuff. They didn't go in the hierarchy because they couldn't get in or they got kicked out and then they figured out something. To me, that's prestige. That's me. I'm happy that I had to do the hard stuff because I've always succeeded doing it the hard way. But it's not hard for me. It's natural. I'm not saying it's not painful. It's super painful. There's a difference between hard and pain. That's another thing. Again, concepts. I'm back on concepts. So like what? What? Shift from task support to energetic support so nobody carries more than they can hold. This is not a radical concept. It's obvious, but it appears radical for people who say you can't organize a group like that. It won't work. Watch us. It is working. Well, but you haven't done 100 million. Not yet, is the answer. Not yet. When people said to Larry Ellison, "You're not bigger than IBM," he said, "Yes, I am." And then he doubted himself for 5 seconds. And he said, "But I am. I know too. Um, what I know in my domain, not the whole world. I don't pay attention to all this crap. I'm paying attention to myself and the people around me is next." So what's going on now with what I'm doing, we're doing, is we're energetically supporting each other every day, all day long. Energetic support. What does that really mean? It means, how you doing? You okay? No, don't work. What are you working for? Take the day off. Oh my God. Are you crazy? Stop. Self-organizing system happens when everyone plays their roles well. We have a president coming into this company. I'm not going to get into it, but what is that president? It's going to be a Family Matters First president who's not getting paid. Who's gonna have a massive win if the group pulls together tighter and goes in the right direction, which is, we're herding cats. I'm not a cat herder. It's hard to follow concepts. I have a really good document now with a lot of detail. It's very hard to follow concept. I don't like, it's confusing to me. I'm like, "Well, don't you get it?" No. Does that make them wrong? No. That's my job. Figure it out. That's the founder job. Don't herd the cats. Force a structure on it? That's old stuff. No, I'm not doing that. What's two? Normalize asking for help and responding without fixing or rescuing. Somebody can't get it done or doesn't understand how to do it because they don't have any experience. Um, Normalize asking for help is the culture. I don't mean as a strategy to make more money. I mean, because it's how human beings function better, because it's real. The company is a vehicle to get a life, not to make money for the investors. Or is it? Right? It depends on your economic structure. Those economic structures are 2.0, business 2.0. And people are like, what? Yeah, this is what's next. How long is it going to take? I think it's going to happen quick because everyone's sick of that stuff. They just haven't seen it yet. It's true. This is what happens. Respond without fixing or rescuing. How can I fix or rescue or mentor you in that way? I'm not you. What I can do is I can help you be a better you. That's it. And I can give you the grace as the leader to not feel bad that you're not meeting my expectations because I don't have any anyways. That's your projection onto me because that's how this works. Third, use resonant mirroring to solve problems without pressure. I don't know how many of you have done inner development work. I've done it my whole life, or personal development work. I've done it my whole life, or mindset work. I've done it my whole life, or been in mental hospitals. I've been in a few of them, or been in groups, all of it. All of it. Resonant mirroring. We talk about this stuff all the time. Who solves the problem? I do. Is there pressure on me to solve the problem? No. Is there pressure inside a company to solve the problem? Yes. Is resonant mirroring used to force me to solve my problem so the boss gets what they want from me and takes my skills and appropriates them for the good of the what? The company. Who gives a shit? Wendy Rhodes in Billions is a perfect example of someone in that struggle. Why was she there? To help those people become better people? She was there so Axe Capital could make more money. There's a show called Billions. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. Explanation of everything I'm talking about, of what's wrong with the entire business culture. And you look at that however you want. You can be like, wow, look what they did. That's amazing. Look at all that money. Yeah, money's great. What's the price? Why was Randy Rhodes the psychologist master coach in that company to help them be better? No, it was to help them optimize their productivity through energetic intelligence, using creative energy coming through her as a coach to help them make more money for Axe. Screw that. Design weekly support cycles that fuel clarity, not burnout. We have meetings. Can you make it? No. All right. Self-organizing structures. People are like, how is that possible? It is possible. It's not easy because it's new. It'll be easy eventually. When you pioneer something, it's not easy. It's fun though. It's scary because there's projections onto it of that's not ever going to work. If anybody looked at what I'm doing from business, like a management consulting firm, they would say, you need to stop. And my answer would be, you need to go away. Finally, build a culture of safety, not saviorism. Everyone's a peer. If you've ever been in a circle, personal development circle, the leadership body is not saving anybody or getting them to be more productive with their personal transformation work ever. If they are, they're a marketing operation trying to get more sales from the circle. There's an agenda. Can this be done for profit? Yes. There is no disconnection between profit and family matters first. That's a mind confusion based on belief systems. Build a culture of safety, not saviorism. Everyone's a peer. I won't get too deep into the drama triangle, but it's very simple. Victim, villain, and rescuer. What do? We normalized the drama triangle based on fear, triggering behaviors in corporations and business and entrepreneur ventures and coaching practices, even in consulting firms. We've normalized it as normal. It's not normal. It's insane. Oh my God, what did he say? Common sense. You're triggered. Some of you are going to be triggered by this stuff because you feel like I'm attacking you. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm trying to explain what I'm doing because I want you to join my stuff. I want you to pay us or make money together or let me help you make money or us help you make money. That's my agenda. Build what's next for the world 3.0, entrepreneur experience, entrepreneurship 3.0. That's my agenda. It is possible to integrate what I want for myself and serve the world's people, not the culture or the society. I don't give a shit about any of that. I just tune it out. I notice it, but I got a big bubble around me. None of that stuff's getting in anymore. I'm not going to let all that crap into my core. We've done so much work on this in these groups. Nothing gets into my core without my permission. I'm standing with a group of men. Nothing gets into my core without my permission. Nothing gets into my core without my... I had to do that for a few years. Now I see that society's caught up to it. It's starting to mainstream these men's rooms. And then we went co-ed. And I'm like, oh, women can do this too with us. Oh, it's not a men's thing. It's a people thing. Oh, great. I don't need men's groups anymore. I'm still in a men's group, but it doesn't matter. It's like the women can come. For me, it doesn't make any difference. For some of the guys in the room, it does matter. They need a safe space for them. I get it. I needed it too. We had courses on feelings. What's a feeling? We're teaching men. I didn't know what a feeling was. I thought I was got in the way. I got to get rid of these feelings so I can get something done. That's insane. It's not how it works. But that's what I was brought up with. Build a culture of safety. Everyone's a peer. Mutual support is the new productivity. When everyone in the group is resourced, honest and seen, forward motion becomes effortless. I'm watching it happen. I'm watching it happen. I know it works because it's worked. You'll see because this is real and it works. Mutual support is productivity. Time slows down. I don't People are like, "How do you do so much in one day?" I don't work that hard. I don't work that much. And it's not because 'cause I'm sitting on a big pile of cash. That's got nothing to do with it. It's actually totally irrelevant. But the cash has gotta come in. At some point, the business has gotta make money. It's not a hobby and not a not-for-profit. When everyone in the group is resourced, where do the resources come from? I hire a bunch of people to give you resources? No. Resources are inside. If you have enough people doing it together in a self-organizing infrastructure, the resources are in the system. There's not one thing missing in our group. Well, there was one thing missing, but we just filled it yesterday. It's gonna start on Monday. Her name is Kelly. She's my wife. Like, we've avoided working together, and we'll see where that goes, but it'll be fine because her skill set is perfect for what this group needs right now to get organized and go in the same direction. She's been doing that her whole life. She doesn't want to anymore. She wants to do it here now. Um, Now we have everything. And then when you have a strong core, you can bring in other people. In our case, they're going to pay, or we're going to partner, or we're going to help you make money. Something for everybody. Um, that's how you create velocity without victims. That's the difference. You can't get laid off if you're not getting paid. Why would anyone do anything when they're not getting paid? Because they have an economic interest in it, a self-interest, and a personal interest, not a charity. I'm asking people, what do you want? How do you want to make money? What are you willing to do to make money? Can't make any of the meetings? Fine. I would tell that to people who sign up for a workshop. I can't make that reading time. It's not a problem. It's constructed if you can't make it. Why do we do 8-week workshops and give people 12 months access? Why? Because no one wants to do a workshop. Everyone is workshopped to death in this culture right now. What if it actually worked and you got from point A to point B quick? You'll do it then. The fear-based people aren't going to sign up for this stuff, and we know it. I know it. It's fine because they'll be there later. Who's going to sign up? The people who are ready. How do you know if you're ready? You'll know. It's called resonance. Carl Jung called it synchronicity. What is synchronicity? Serendipity. Oh, I saw that thing. Oh my God, who gets to know, like, and trust who? Are you getting to know, like, and trust me? No, I'm not even here. You're there living in your own inner experience, listening to this and saying, oh, this resonates. And then you're going to doubt yourself because it's the opposite of what the belief system is. There's a guy named, well, I don't want to get into all the marketing stuff, but the marketing industry, but it's kind of cool. So on our campus, in our company, Entrepreneur Experience, it's specific and tactical now and detail oriented. How long did it take me to get there? Years. Years. I've been running around telling everybody about this concept for years. What? Does that make them stupid? No. It means I wasn't ready to explain it in a way that was easy to understand or accessible to the world population. I couldn't do it yet because it wasn't done. So people are like, well, you got to fear-based. I have had so many people give me advice that was wrong. And if I listened to any of it, I'd be nowhere. Shortcut the whole thing. I saw this on, I don't know, it was TikTok or something, or YouTube. People are like, you use those systems? I don't pay any attention to them, but I notice them. I'm not attached to it. That's the difference. I'm not addicted to it. It's crack, cocaine. You don't have to take it. You can look at it. Same with news, cable news. Crack cocaine. Is it good information? It depends. Cable news, no. I've never seen any good information on cable news. Well, I stopped watching it 2016. No, 2008, I stopped. Like, this is all bullshit. 2016 is when I took the news apps off my phone. Or 2020, I took the news apps off my phone. I'm like, I'm done with this. The currency of resourceful teams can be measured financially. And I'm going to prove that. I've already proven it to myself even though I haven't seen the $100 million in the bank account yet.